Hi, everyone. Okay, we're officially live now. It's 1 p.m. on Tuesday, March 31st. Let me just post on Google Classroom that I'm live right now and include the link here. How do I share? Here we go. So share link, copy. You would think after this being my third live stream, I would know how to do this very efficiently, but okay. So let's do Google Classroom. Google Classroom. I'll say live streaming now on YouTube. Faux stained glass out of toilet paper rolls. The post is posted. The post is posted. Cool. Awesome. So hello, everyone. Today yes, there's a cat. Today what we are going to do is just kind of some reminders that week 2 of assignments has started. Hope everyone is doing well and okay. Hope your family and your friends are all doing okay. We're a few weeks now into the shutdown and social distancing, so I hope you are all doing okay. We've also at Discovery started an advisory program. So if you're feeling kind of down, if you're struggling with doing the work or things like that, make sure you contact your advisory teacher. Okay. Everyone has a different advisory teacher here. I have a few students as well. You all know who I am if you're in my group. Yes. Okay. Hello. But yes, we're going to get started on this live stream here. So if anyone is interested in taking a look at what we're making today, we're going to make this right here. So this is kind of a faux stained glass artwork here, which is cool. Hi, Jose. Hi, Jandon. How are you? Hi, everyone. So we're going to make this here. But what's really fun is after you make this, what you can do is you can cut out some paper towel rolls. So you can take these paper towel rolls, or I have like toilet paper rolls here, the ones that are used that you usually throw out. You can take them and cut them up, and then you can put them on this design, which is really fun. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This is one of the activities that you can do yourself for the art projects. I believe it's on the art choice board as one of the options where you can create something out of toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls. So I'm trying to give you some ideas on things that you can do for this week. Okay. This also, if you wanted to do a free draw design or a pattern, you can do something like this as well. The materials that I used are just, this is an old can that I used for cooking. I put my markers in them. And so I just used Crayola markers that I got at the store. You know how sometimes the can is kind of sharp? So I just put tape around it so I don't cut myself. So it's just some black tape here. There are some other types of tape that I've used. I went to the store before it closed, the art store, and I got Wonder Woman tape, which was on sale. So you can put little cool designs. I got sparkle tape, which is really fun, sparkle tape. And then I got some more Wonder Woman tape, little stars, kind of like Captain America. I've been watching the Marvel movies. If anyone watches the Marvel movies, yes, just watch Captain America, the Avengers, and all those things. Yes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making this piece here. So what I have in the back, I have just 2 pieces of paper printed out right here. Or not printed, they're printer paper that you can just take from anywhere. You can use them. If you have thicker paper, like watercolor paper, that works just fine. But I like to use just any kind of paper. Thin paper is cool. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your tape and tape them together. So I'm going to go down here so you can see what I'm doing. Remember, this is the final product. Move this out of the way. And take some tape. I'm going to use my sparkle tape that I have right here. If I can find the starting point. Okay. So So I have my sparkle tape. I line up the 2 pieces of paper like this, and then I'll rip out how much tape I need, and I'll just tape the 2 pieces together like this. If you have regular tape, that's fine too. Miss Sally, for some reason, does not have regular tape. She has sparkle tape. Okay, so if you don't like these pieces sticking out here, you can just cut them. So I'm just going to cut them out right here, put them to the side, and I'm going to cut out this piece right here. Okay, so now I have my large piece of paper here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this flower pattern here, which is really fun. So basically what I did was I cut out a cardboard piece from the cardboard roll here, and then I traced it over and over and over again to create this pattern. So what you're going to do is take your cardboard paper towel roll or your toilet paper roll, and take some scissors, and you're just going to cut right about here, 1/2 inch or so. Just cut this. Ooh. Okay, so my first one didn't work out that well. I'm going to try again. That's why you have lots of room here. Okay. So what I did was I cut this, and now I have this kind of petal leaf looking shape right here. This one was already folded. If you're starting from scratch, what you can do is just cut this one right here also. And you see when you're cutting it, it kind of pinches that shape for you, which is really fun. Okay, so now I'm going to just take this shape, take this one here, and if you look at this paper here, it lines up and it matches, so that's the pattern that I'm using. I'm using this as a template right here. Hi, Jaziel. My cheese. That's cool. I like cheese. It's very fun. Cheese is good. Okay, so I'm going to take a marker. Actually, I'll use a black marker. You can use any color that you want. What I'm going to do is take this petal shape and just trace it like this. Okay. It's okay if it's a little wonky, if it doesn't look exactly right. So this is the kind of shape that I have right now, because what happens is you're going to go back later and make the outline thicker. So if you can see here, I have a really thicker outline right here. The reason for that is if we look in history and we look at stained glass happens a lot. It happened a lot during medieval period, the medieval time period. And when you put 2 pieces of glass together, you have that black filling, and that black filling is actually really thick, which is very interesting. So the thicker the line when you're drawing on paper, the more you're replicating that medieval look for stained glass, which is really fun. So that's why it's okay to mess up a little bit. So I'm going to take my next paper towel cutout and then make another leaf right here. Okay, so now I have 2 so far. Thanks, Jaziel. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's cool what you can do with things that are just lying around your house, right? Oh. Okay. I'll make just a 5-petal flower here, and then we'll color it in so that way you can see what it looks like. And again, I'm not being very precise, right? There's a little bit of mess ups here, and that's okay. Okay. So I have my first level here, my first round of my flower. If you take a look at my finished piece, I have a lot more petals here. I'm going to show you how to do that in one moment. Okay. So first what we're going to do is we're going to color this flower in. You can pick any colors you want. I'm going to start with red. Do a red coloring here. Make sure if you're doing this at home on a table, you put some newspaper underneath. This is kind of this table is okay for now. I've taped it really well, but just to make sure that you're not messing up your kitchen table and things like that, you could put newspaper or you could put some more white paper underneath just so it doesn't get messed up. If you're using, I know a lot of you like using art markers, right? Or even Sharpie markers. You definitely want to put a paper under here. But if you're using Crayola markers, they won't bleed through as much, so that's okay. Yep, Jazia, you can use anything that you want. Any crayons, markers, color pencils, anything like that. I'm just coloring it in different colors. Okay. Let's go with this color. It's like a lime green color. Oh. Well, that's kind of a rude comment. I'm going to delete that. Let's see. Let's remove that comment. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add some blue here. And then I'll end it with, put these back. I'll end it with this purple color right here. Okay. Okay. So I have the beginnings of my stained glass piece right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and add just some more petals. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to show you how to do the stained glass first, and then you can add more petals if you want. So the next thing that you're going to do here is you're going to create this circle shape right here, this right here. Again, this was all done, these four, with this shape that I cut out from the toilet paper roll. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if you look at these two corners right here, what I'm going to do is just take my shape that I originally used as a template and take the one corner and put it to touch the other corner of this red leaf right here. So what I'm doing is this, right? This shape right here. I'm going to trace that shape with my black marker. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to take the same petal and then create a connecting one here. So it's kind of like connect the dots, connect the petals. Okay, it's one here. And another one here. And this is what I have here. What's really fun is if you can tell, oh, this person seems to be having a moment right now. So let me just hide this user. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So yes, so you're going to have this circular shape right here, which is really fun. And this shape creates that petal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in the shape so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to use the opposite. So I put red here, so I'll put orange here. Orange here, I'm going to put red here. Okay, so this is starting to color it in like this. And then I think I use this red. Okay, so I've started to create the beginnings of my petal. If you keep doing that when you go around and around, what you're going to end up with is something like this. where you have the 5 petals that are like this here. Notice I put extra petals here. You can, if you want, to create that extra effect. That's also very easy to do once you just take the time to trace the cardboard petals on here. The more the merrier. Hi Kamori, how are you? Very cool. Tips, this is what we have here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing with this to all the sections here, okay? So I'm just gonna do that really quickly for you to see. Oops. Oh, hello. Okay. Got into my art space there. Okay, so this is, go down a little bit here. Yep, so you can kind of see me starting to make those shapes. And stained glass is really cool. Stained glass, you can create different types of shapes and patterns. You can create, as we learned, geometric patterns and using geometric shapes, or you can create more organic shapes, like this flower is more of an organic shape. But all these patterns here have symmetry, which is really fun. We learned a little bit about symmetry in our class. Not too much though. I made this one a little bit small. Yeah, we'll have to improvise with this one. I made it a little too small, but that's okay. So sometimes you make it a little bit bigger, sometimes smaller, but that's okay. You're just having fun with it. Okay. All right, so I have the beginnings of my pattern right here. Again, you can add more petals. So if you want to make this a lot bigger, if you want to make it a lot more intricate, right, more detailed, more complex, you can add more petals as you wish. So I'm just going to color this in. So this one was red, so I'm going to make this the opposite end also red. If you wanted to get really fancy, you can add in the color wheel. So kind of what I did over here was I made petals, and I tried to include as much from the color wheel as possible. But if you notice there are 10 petals, but there are 12 colors in the color wheel. So I kind of excluded some of the colors. It's my bad. They felt a little lonely. All right, so we're gonna color this in. Cool, so this is what I have so far, right? And I think I used, oh, I did use the purple again. Color this in. Okay, then what blue did I use? I think I used this blue. Nope, definitely not that blue. Did I use this blue? Yes, I used this blue. Sometimes outlining it, if you're worried about coloring outside the lines, you can outline first and then color in like this. Okay. So a few more things to color in. And honestly, even if you do color outside the lines, it's okay, because remember, we're gonna make the stained glass outline thicker in the very end. It's this color. This one here. Well, good thing I didn't put the orange away, actually. I'm going to use the orange again. Okay. One more time. Okay. So now what I have is this design right here. which is really fun. So again, this is just the beginnings of a pattern, of a design. You can add more and make it more detailed, intricate, as much as you want. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the actual parts here that look like geometric stained glass shapes, right? So the petals are more organic right here. They had more of an organic form, but these here are a lot of triangle shapes, and those are very geometric. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in one corner. I'll start in this one, and I'm just gonna draw a bunch of lines, just random. One here, here, you can just have fun with it. I wanna make it so that I'm filling up this space, not having too much large gaps here. They're gonna look a little bit like spider webs, which are fun, or maybe broken glass, which is interesting, because when you look at stained glass and you put them together, they look like little pieces of broken glass that are creating this whole giant picture, this beautiful illustration, right? So now I'm gonna rotate my paper. I'll go here, start my lines. Okay, that's what I have right here. I'm gonna rotate again. And these are all free draw. These are just lines. If it's not a line that I want, I'm trying to be okay with it. Say, okay, well, I already put the line on the paper. Can't erase it. It's okay. It's okay to be spontaneous. Going with the flow. You can have fun with this project. That's what I have so far. I'll do the last one right now. So this last one was a little bit smaller than I really wanted in the beginning, but I'm gonna use that to my advantage and draw very thin lines going like this. Add one more here. Yeah. Very cool. So this is now what I have right now for my stained glass. So again, this is the image that we're trying to end up with. This is what we have, and it's okay. The difference between this one and this one is I added more petals here. That's why it looks a little bit thicker, right? A little bit more, a little bit larger. But this one is just a smaller beginning to this. Okay. So now the fun part gets into coloring the inside. So some tips that I have for coloring the inside is you want to make sure that no two colors are going to be the same next to each other. All right, so that's why I have all these colors here to choose from. If you don't have all these colors, this is a great time to use what I taught you in class, right? Where you can take two colors and mix them together. So for example, if you have just red, yellow, and blue, you can put those together to make 3 more new colors. So you have 6 colors right there. If you look here at the drawing that I used, I only used, let's see, let's count how many I used. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Yep. So I used 6 colors to color in right here. And those were different from these ones on the outside, which is fine. So that's all you need, right? You need 5, 6 colors. You can put more if you want. So if you're really feeling a rainbow pattern there, you can put rainbow if you'd like. But let's color this in. So let me show you an example. So I'm going to start with this one up here. Okay. I'm going to color this in pink. And then anything I color around the pink needs to be a different color. So I can't put pink here or here, here or here, anything touching the pink area, right? So I'm going to put yellow over here. So that's perfect. Okay. Now what I can do is, let's see. I'll use this darker color here, this brown color right here. All right, so now I have this pattern that's forming. So now I have to make sure that in this space, there's not the same brown color or a yellow color. It has to be a different color from these two. So I could use the pink if I wanted here, or I can even use another color. I'm gonna use the pink just to fill that section in. And that's fine, right? Because the pink isn't touching another pink. So pink to pink is not touching. It's totally fine. All right, let's see what I can do now. So I think I'm gonna add some red in. Okay, so I have pink, yellow, brown, and red coming in here, which is really fun. I'm gonna also add some red over here again. I like having 2 of each color in each section. I like how that looks. You can have different colors if you have that many. But because I told you originally 5 to 6 colors, I want to make sure that I'm sticking to what I said in the video. So, okay, I have red, pink, yellow, brown, pink. So I think I can add some yellow over here. Yep, the yellow is not touching another yellow, which is good. There's that black line in the middle. Okay. And then what else? I guess we can throw in another pink over here. Where did I put the pink? Oh, over here. So we'll put pink over here. This is what I have right now. It kind of looks similar. So this is what I mean, right? This is a good example of, in the video, this is pink and this is red, but they look very similar. So they look a little bit off, right? So that's why you want to have 2 different colors that are not the same next to each other. So that way it creates this stained glass look. It creates this effect that pops out. Put some brown here. And this is the first completed petal that I'm working on right now. Okay. And we're doing pretty good on time. We're about 26 minutes into our live stream. By the time I finish this up, we might be able to end a little early, which is fun. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate my paper and I'm gonna do the same exact thing for each section. So you can watch while I do that. If this was a YouTube video, this would probably be the spot where I would be speeding up the video. So you just have to watch me color. Or you can color too. If you are currently working on this project, this is something that you can do. Add some yellow here. I'm using the same colors. I like that consistency. It makes it look, even though it's not symmetrical, having the same colors in each section has this kind of like fake look of being similar, which is very interesting. Let's see, what other colors did I use? I used red. Let's see, I'll use brown here. Also use brown again here. Then I'll add some more yellow over here. Now I'll add some red over here. And then I'll end it off with another yellow. Let's do more yellow. Okay, so this is the second section that's all colored in. Right, you can kind of see the pattern that's starting to form, this look of stained glass that's starting to form, and then it's really going to pop when we do our black outline at the very end, or whatever color you started with. If you didn't do your outline in black, if you did it in purple, you would do a thicker outline in purple at the very end. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Let's start with, starting with yellow. Notice how I'm doing one section at a time. Sometimes I feel a little impatient and then I want to do all the sections at once and hop around. But I found that to confuse me a lot, and then I ended up messing up my colors when I did more than one section at a time. So you can just go one at a time, enjoy, take your time, and color in very slowly. Now notice, so we're starting to get into the part where I used red. So I'm actually debating on whether or not I should use red again. I might actually throw some green in. This is seafoam green, is what it's called, seafoam green. Very fun. So I'll throw that in there instead of a red. I think my instinct to choose a green color was because of our color wheel, right? Because the complementary color of red is green. So I think that's what's inspired me to choose that instead. Like this. I'll throw in another green right here. That's what I have so far. Let's throw in another yellow over here. Pink, that's what I need. I'll throw in a pink right here. Throw in another green right here. Throw in a pink. Brown. And one more green. All right, so I kind of changed it up a little bit, but that's okay. So this is what this looks like right now. I'm going to go on here and I'm going to keep using this green again since I have another red here. I'll just put it right along the ends. Right here. I'll switch it up with the yellow. And pink again. I'm noticing that I have a lot of light colors here, so I'm going to add this dark brown, or this, I guess, medium colored brown to make things have a little bit more contrast, make things a little bit darker. Okay. That's what I have so far. And add this right here. I'm going to add in let's do some pink over here. Some brown right here. Fill in those spots. I'll put green again right here. Throw that yellow in. Oh, this is tricky. So why don't we make this one brown? So sometimes it's a little bit of problem solving. It's like, how can I think ahead, right? How can I think ahead and say, if I want none of these colors to touch, which one should I put there so that way my next color won't be the same as the last one, right? Then I'll end this with yellow. Okay. 4 down, 1 to go. Okay, so I'm noticing now that in this section I have green here that is showing. So I'm going to switch off from using this green, and I'm going to use that complementary color of green, which is red. So I'm going to switch back and use my red again. You don't have to use these exact same colors and this exact same pattern. This is just to give you some ideas. Hope everyone's doing well. Don't know the last time anyone went outside was. Hi everyone. Don't know the last time anyone went outside was, but for me it's been a while. It's been almost a week, maybe. I'm gonna end with some yellow. All right. So this is kind of what I'm currently with right now. Everything is completely colored in. And now it's time to add the magic of the thicker outline to create this stained glass look. Okay. So I'm gonna actually, before I do that, I'm gonna clean up my workspace and make sure all of my markers are closed up, the marker caps, so nothing dries out. I'm gonna put everything back. Cleaning up while working is one of the best ideas to so that way you have less mess at the end. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make my outline. I'm going to start, let's see, how should I start? I'll start with the inside and work my way outside so that way my hand doesn't accidentally smudge the marker, okay? So I'm going to start at the top here. Using the flat side of the marker, I'm going to make lines that are way thicker. So you can see the difference already just looking at this first line here. Right? The difference between having the thicker marker and the thinner marker and how it looks with the petals. So I'm going to rotate. Sometimes you need 2 layers at once. Remember how Miss Sally would tell you sometimes in class, if you feel like you don't have a steady hand, what I like to do is I like to just say, okay, ready, here we go. Start, hold my breath, and go, just like a racetrack. Like a car about to go, a race car, ready, set, go. Ooh, ready, set, go. And here's my second petal. So it's starting slowly but surely starting to come together. I'm going to rotate again. Instead of rotating my hand and my body like this, I just rotate the paper instead. It makes things a lot easier. Okay. What's really nice is when you have a thicker marker, you can kind of cover up any of the mistakes that you made the first time around when you were tracing the cardboard petal. So I'm just covering up some of my mistakes. That's not bad. That doesn't make you a bad artist. That makes you a smart artist and a resourceful artist. Okay, so this is just from doing the outline of those first 5 petals that we created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and just go over the stained glass lines. All right, because we've been coloring over them. Sometimes some of the colors will go onto those lines and won't make these outlines very bright. It kind of dims or dulls the color a little bit. So if you go back to each one and you add that extra layer of whatever color marker that you're using, it helps the stained glass look pop a little bit more. Take some extra time. It takes an extra few minutes, but it's worth it in the end to go back and just outline each one of those again. Okay. Oops, almost there. After this one, just one more petal to, So if you mess up, that's okay, just go back in. It's the joy of the thicker lines. You can just add it a little more layer. It's fine. Last one here. Okay, so now we've done the 5 petal here and the outline of the stained glass pieces, those geometric shapes. Now what we're going to do is the final outline over here to see the finished piece. So I'm going to start with this one up here and work my way down. Okay. For me, I'm always a little cautious, so I'm going to take a blank paper and put it here so that way my hand doesn't smudge the lines that I've already made. You can do this also with a paper towel or a napkin. Okay, and already you can kind of see that first petal forming, which is really, really cool. So that's the stained glass look right there. I'm going to rotate my paper and go to the second one. Put my smudge paper ready. Hope all of you are keeping up with all of your Google Classroom assignments. I know the notifications and the emails can be overwhelming, but your teachers are here for you and support you. We got your back. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next one. About 40 minutes into the live stream, almost done here. Might end maybe 10 minutes early or so. Let's see how far we get into this. Again, all these live streams, if you ever want to look back and play them back again, they automatically get published to my YouTube channel. So if you ever want to see one of these processes again, something that you've missed the first time, or let's say you didn't have materials right now and you got the materials later for tomorrow and you want to make this, all those are available for you to play over and over again. Yeah. Also, shout out to Dominic. I uploaded his work today. He made this really awesome Lego model, and so I wanted to shine out his student work. If you would like your works to get shined and you all be super shining stars, right? Super shining work stars. Make sure that you are following all the requirements for the projects. You're meeting and submitting things by the deadlines, and then you label your projects as well. So, for example, if you chose one of the artboard projects that said, "Be an architect, build a Lego model," please put in the comments that you did that, or you chose the YouTube how-to video. Please put in the private comment, or you can even write on the paper that you chose that, so I know which one is which, right? And that also helps you, for example, when you are picking one for week 3 or week 4, you said, "Oh, which ones did I do again? How do I remember which ones?" You can look back and say, "Oh yeah, I did all of these, and now those ones I can't do anymore. I have to pick 2 new ones." Okay. All right. I think we are pretty much done here with the final piece. Let's do the big reveal in 5, 4, eyes and ears in 2, mouths close in 1. You missed that countdown, right? Ta-da! Very fun, yay! Don't mind that. Okay, so this is the idea of what you can do for one of your art projects, right? Again, you can create something that's smaller like this, or something that's a bigger, more complex project, something like this as well. These are all acceptable for your project. If you already chose 2 different things besides this, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, these are just ideas to get your brains flowing for week 2. Any questions you can leave in the Google Classroom comments, or you can send me a message on Jupiter. I gave you all my my number texting for as well, so you can text me. If you scroll down to the very first post, it shows my number, so you can text me if you need me. And please, again, join your advisory if you haven't already for your teacher. For me, I'm doing pretty good with the people who have joined. I'm still missing you, Rochelle, and you, Rapalina. I'm missing you too. Please, please, please come on. If anyone knows any of those students, please reach out to them. But thank you all so much for coming to the live stream. It's been a pleasure. We're going to end about 15 minutes early. Not too bad. All right, all. See you later. Bye.